3-1, Newport takes the lead as we head to the top of the third inning. Dave Peck alongside Andre Olivier, Newport Gulls scorekeeper, the voice of the Ocean State Waves, Jonah Karp. And now, I am joined, and it's a special occasion here. We have Newport Gull, Arizona State Sun Devil, Zach Hogueisson. He settles in here. Powell's still on the mound. It'll be MacArthur, McAfee, and English. So, Zach, how are we doing today?
Doing pretty well. How about you?
We're doing great, especially after that Tawa home run.
Oh, yeah, that was big for us right there. You got a good pitch and put a good swing on it.
First pitch misses low to MacArthur, so 1 ball and no strikes. And pretty much everybody in the ball club knew that was gone as soon as it was off the bat.
Yeah, he hit that ball pretty well. We knew it was out.
1-0, nice pitch, catches the low corner for strike one. So, Hoagie played a lot of center field. You played some left, and you've been able to navigate the Cardines' dimensions pretty well, as that one is slapped down the left field line, slicing foul to get into the bullpen.
Yeah.
Is it hard? Was there a lot of adjustments that had to be made when you were out there?
Yeah, it was different when I first got out here for sure. Grawley worked with us in the outfield when we first got out here the first few days before the games, hitting balls in the gaps and whatnot, getting used to the weird dimensions and everything that comes along with Cardines. But
not only dimensions, I mean, you have water grates there as that one is hit into shallow left field. Plu coming in on it as Blumren goes back. Diving is Plu, and it gets under his glove. Now headed for second is MacArthur, but he'll slam on the brakes. Nice throw in to Gethings there.
Yeah, so, as you said, it's a little different. You got the stuff coming through the fences. You got all the stuff out there. You got the banners to deal with. Left field plays pretty – there's a lot of room out there with the bullpen being down there. It's where right you got a building kind of cutting it off.
You haven't played any right so far this year.
I haven't.
Probably fortunate because that's arguably tougher. There's a stone, there's a brick wall there. That's the right field line.
Yeah, it's a lot different. Stevie's done a good job getting used to it and handling it pretty well, though, so it hasn't been too much of an issue. Yeah, it's definitely getting used to the grates in the ground. I used them almost as landmarks while I was out there.
Right. With
different hitters, knowing pull side, opposite side, whatever you got to play, using it as a landmark if I'm too deep, too shallow.
First pitch to McAfee is fouled.
Good pitch there.
Third baseline.
Yeah, so I use them as landmarks. You got a little bigger guy, you can go up closer to it. If you got a guy who's going to slap a little more, I'd play shallow on it and kind of use it to your advantage a little bit, and then move the left field a little bit lately and just getting used to that. A little bit running room. Got the bullpen to help you out a little bit on the fence calls, so that's nice.
One of the times I talked to you, you were talking about the angles coming off the fence out there. It comes way in right center field. You got to play it, and there's one panel that actually goes right back off the ricochet, but you got to really work your geometry there.
Yeah.
0-1 misses low and outside.
Yeah. Pretty much how we'd play it was if it looked like it was going to hook right, Stevie would play deep because it shoots pretty far back in the right center. It's pretty sneaky deep too.
Yeah.
I'd put Stevie on the right side of it, so where that huge pole is, I'd just make sure he's on the right of it, so if it ricocheted over, he was there to cover it.
1-1 pitch, breaking ball misses low and outside.
And I'd play on the left side of it, because if it's going to kick there, it's going to kick all the way to the center field wall, and if he happens to hit the one panel and it bounces straight back, good for him, and it's a race to the ball, and hopefully we can throw him out at the base. But you just kind of take that chance of it ricocheting one way or the other, and it's the same way with the poles. It could hit one funny and come off left or right.
Here's the 2-1 fastball on the inside corner, taken for strike two. Nice pitch there from Powell.
I think it ran back. But, so you just kind of played it and hoped it wouldn't hit the flat part. And luckily we haven't had too many this year that would. But if you just play the deep angles, we found that more beneficial and giving him a possible triple if it rolls all the way to the deep parts of the field.
Powell sets the glove. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one lifted deep to right center field. Tawa going back, looking up, and that one is off the light post. Mangrum has to field it right in front of that corner. It's MacArthur being waved around third. The throw will be cut off, and that's an RBI double there for Quincy McAfee. So right away, I mean, they had to try and play that, and you don't see it hit off the light post there. That's another thing you got to deal with.
Haven't had too many of those this year, but same idea there. I mean, Stevie's back. You can see Tower was in front of it there. So if it was going to kick to the left, you had Tower there, and to the right, you had Stevie. So he was ready to play that deep into that hole, and that's where he played. I mean, haven't had too many off that light pole. Usually in that right center gap, it's going to get out. It's pretty shallow there. So if you get enough flight on it, it'll go.
So 3-2 now. Ocean State getting to within one. Still nobody out. with McAfee on second as English fouls this one down the third base line out of play. You know, McAfee right there, nice demonstration of how to play.
Yeah, Stevie was right on cue.
I mean, unbelievable.
Couldn't plan that out too much better.
Haven't seen anybody hit the Island Tax Associates sign out there.
No,
at the
not
target.
this year. Not this year. I think we had one off the O'Brien's Pub, but that's about it.
May have gotten caught in the O'Brien's Pub sign also.
Yeah.
Foul with the long look at McAfee, and now English steps out.
Zach, I'm curious.
Yeah.
You grew up in California, correct?
Yes.
And you played college ball at Arizona State, and
Yes.
now you're here in Rhode Island.
I am.
Can you rank from best to worst, the best baseball weather to the worst baseball weather?
Oh.
Weather was a big topic of discussion early on here.
Yeah, it was. I'll definitely say for me, I would rather play in the heat than the cold.
Okay. It hasn't been too cold here.
But it's also just due to I grew up in the heat. I went to school in the heat. I always played in the weekends in the heat. So
1-1 hitch hit sharply down the right field line. Mangum's going to have to play that one off the corner. McAfee being raved around third. He will easily score. English trying to make it a double. The play is close, but the ball gets out of the glove of Blumgren there and allows English to advance all the way to third. So 3-3 ball game here.
That's how you play that corner, though. That's where you want to play that in a second. It's a little bit more shallow. You can make that play there.
That'll be back-to-back doubles for the Waves. English advancing. And it was hit out of Blumgren's glove. But trouble here for Newport.
Yeah, but so just going with, since I grew up in the heat, I'd take the heat.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like my body's always ready in the heat, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The air is probably the driest in Arizona,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Me and Clunan, who was here earlier in the year, and Stevie were talking about the first few weeks here, we felt like our hand was always wet.
Yeah.
When it was really foggy and stuff, we felt like our hand and body was always wet. I'm like, why do we feel wet? We just got out here.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Another breaking ball. That one misses up. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, it would be the first inning. Like, why do we feel wet all the time? Is where Arizona, you're wet because you're just sweating because it's hot.
Well, I mean, the fog out. We had one.
Oh, yeah.
We had one that was called short after 7 with Ocean State, but you hit the grand slam the last play before the game was called against New Bedford a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that was – I've never been a part of a fog out either, so we got a lot of firsts out here for sure.
That was something, boy.
Oh, you couldn't – we were talking the inning before in the outfield that every foul ball, fly ball they'd hit, we're like, we could not see that ball. If that comes anywhere near us, there's no shot anyone's catching it.
So there's also been trouble not only when there's fog, but also – lights turn on, the sun goes down, it's not completely dark yet. It can get a little bit hazy out there.
Yeah, it's about that 8:15-ish mark, 8 to 8:30, anytime in there.
2-1 pitch, nice slider.
Little back foot.
Swung over.
About that 8 to 8:30 range, it gets, I don't even know how to describe the sun. It's like a sunset above, and it's patchy, so if the ball gets up there at the right height, just above the lights, it's tough to see. You kind of just trust your read off the bat.
2-2 pitch. Other side of this one, chopped down the first baseline. First baseman Reed is able to tag the bag himself, but scoring from third is English. And it's now 4-3 Ocean State, storming back and taking the lead.
Yeah, so I mean.
Now, when that's the case, are the infielders trying to help you out? They're pointing right away?
You'll see about that time in the game. The outfielders usually call to the infielders and just point up in the sky, and that lets them know we're struggling to see. And anytime there's a fly ball, they should just be pointing up, letting you know where it is. I know a couple times you just kind of trust your first instinct. If you see it look like it's flying deep to your right, you just go as far back as you can and hope that it's somewhere near you if it's going to hit the ground. But luckily we haven't had too many instances this year for us since we've played here a lot that have cost us too much, but you definitely notice it with other teams when they come in.
1-0 hit sharply towards Reed at first. Nice backhand play. He's able to tag the bag for the second consecutive time, so there are 2 outs in the inning, but it is 4-3 Ocean State on top in the top of the third.
Yeah, that was a nice play there.
He's looked good. He's come in
later
on in the season. He was a designated hitter for a while, but as the roster's kind of been depleted, he's had to do a good job out there at first.
Yeah, he stepped into that role really well. I mean, he played first base at his junior college, and he's going to be playing there in Kentucky, so it's a good fit for him. I mean, makes a good backhand play there. That's a tough ball, top spun from a lefty. Hit that ball hard, too.
Izzy Dano has fooled on the first pitch slider. He goes around for strike 1.
Yeah, that's a good pitch there. That's real sharp, too.
Dana had the leadoff single back in the top of the second. He was stranded on third. Howell long pause, leg lift. Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
He gets a lot of run on his pitches. It's fun to watch for sure.
And you can pick that up very well from here and the plate pretty much anywhere. Yeah.
Even in the outfield when I was in center when he was throwing, you can see that ball running from center.
Here's the 1-1. That breaking ball just catches the low and outside corner for strike 2.
Yeah, it's definitely tough to hit when he's going to be able to throw both of those for strikes.
How much would you say that playing at Cardines, you mentioned how many innings you guys go here, obviously it's home, gives you an advantage over opposing teams when they come here?
Oh, a ton. I mean, not only the dimensions and stuff, but you'll see guys miss play balls. You'll see guys go up to the wall like they're going to catch it and not realize it's 30 feet high. It's going to hit off the top and kick to the sides or whatever it is. Stuff like that where we can take advantage of it. I know a lot of times you'll see guys getting thrown out at second on a ball they hit to a wall because most places you can hit a ball to a wall and go, but here there's an
2-2 fouled straight back and right off the wood there.
Yeah, so I know a lot of guys you can make an extra play or whatever. Runners trying to score from first on a ball deep to center, but if you get a good throw on it with a good relay, you can get guys here. And I think that's real beneficial as our outfielders. We know you can't just give up on it. If you keep going, you might actually get the outs. I know we had a couple play the first week. Tim was here in center. Same situation. We got a guy at home that they tried to wheel him from first, and we know our dimensions. We can make the play, know the area.
Here's the break-even offering. Fastball swung on a miss for strike 3. The third strikeout of the ball game for Powell. But Ocean State battles back. They get 3 runs off 3 hits and take a 4-3 lead as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. You're tuned into Newport Gulls baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome you back to Cardines Field here. 4-3 Ocean State reclaiming the lead with 3 runs in the top of the 3rd inning. It'll be Hosey, Mangrum, and Reed due up for the Gulls. Dave Peck alongside Jonah Karp and Zach Hogueisson, Newport Gull and Arizona State Sun Devil, rising sophomore. First pitch to Hosey, misses outside for ball 1. So you've been playing with these guys. I mean, you have a pretty good understanding of their approach and what they're looking for.
Yeah, we all talk about it and throw ideas around each other. I mean, everyone's got a little bit different style of hitting, but I think all of us at this point kind of know somewhat what kind of hitters we are. Some of us know we're more line drive guys. Some of us know we've got a little more pop. Some of us know we're a little mix of everything. It's just kind of, we're at that age now where you kind of start figuring yourself out a little bit. So I think it's good to have other guys who know that they're similar in the style that you hit, that you can talk to and like work ideas out through.
Hosey's a guy, the ball just jumps off the bat. It doesn't look like he swings that hard. 2-1 just catches the low part of the
that's a rough ball
zone there right at the knees. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Hosey, who struck out his first time up. But it seems like it jumps off the bat with minimal effort.
Yeah, he's got a really smooth swing. You can tell he uses everything he's got when he's hitting balls. It's not he doesn't have to max effort stuff, and he's still going to put a lot through the barrel. He gets his weight transferred really well.
I mean, right away in the first game of the season when the guys were at New Bedford, he had 2 solo shots in that game. And what was that like? You were like, oh, man, who's this kid? 2 fouled straight back.
Yeah, we all hit BP and stuff, just trying to get a feel for each other, figure out who's going to be what role, trying to get everything going. And for him to hit 2 right away was kind of cool. We kind of struggled a little bit at the plate that first game, and he was guns a-blazing first game, so that was cool.
Miller working from the windup. Here's the break-even offering. That one lunged out and fouled straight back. Nice fight here from Hosey.
Yeah. He's got a good eye out there. He's able to get to a lot of pitches. So
leads the team in walks.
Yeah, he can battle himself into good counts too. And, I mean, at that point, it's all just trying to get yourself into a count where he makes a mistake pitch that you can hit. That's the name of the game with 2 strikes, kind of. You got to get something that he leaves over the plate or something you can get enough bat to that you're going to find a hole.
He's had a couple of home runs that have come with 2 strikes so far this season. 2-2 chased in the dirt, but it rolls all the way to the backstop. Uliana trying to make a play at first. The throw down is not going to be in time. It was low. And Hosey is now on.
There's one way to get on.
With the strikeout. For a Newport team that strikes out a lot, you certainly like to see that. Digging it out no matter what. And has their leadoff man on regardless. Any way you can do it.
Absolutely. I mean, take it there. That's why you're running hard through. Gets himself on and see what we can get rolling from there.
So here's Stevie Mangrum. It's too bad that Cole Austin is not going to be due up. That would be an interesting
Having Cole, yeah. I've been talking to him still. Ooh, that got him.
First pitch fouled off of Uliana there. Not sure where it got him, but he's in
I think that hit
pain.
his right hand.
Yep, he looks like he's waving that right hand a little bit. It'll be 0-1 here to Mangrum. I mean, Miller wore one right off his elbow on top of his first hit of the game.
We were surprised he went back in there. That's a tough spot. Looked like he got him right on top of the forearm, a little flexor there, and he went back in. So kudos to him for that.
And you know, especially in summer ball, players don't really want to risk anything, even if it's ticky-tacky, even if it's not that big a deal. You know, how do you balance staying here, trying to get your work in, but also, you know, not wanting to risk any further injury or aggravation for your college season?
I'd say it's knowing your body. At this point, we've all been playing for multiple years. We know how we feel. We know when we feel good. We know when we feel bad.
Oh, and Hosey is off. The throw from Juliana bounces into center, but Ward is there. That will be a stolen base for Cody Hosey, 14th of the season for Newport.
Good idea going right after that.
Newport doesn't really run very much.
No. No, we won't. We're not a huge base stealing team. I mean, we got a few guys who can run pretty well, but
Tawa since coming in.
Yeah, we got a couple guys who can run a little bit, but we just kind of swing it. We like to just outbang every team we play.
Now, are you guys still keeping track of righty versus lefty home runs? So many guys have come and gone here that it's just
point,
righties have to be really blowing it open.
At this point, we're not. Yeah, I don't even want to get into that conversation.
Oh,
we're losing pretty good.
Fouled right side and out of play. It was something that the Gulls were keeping track of. Which side of the plate could hit more home runs, righties or lefties? It was close for a while. I had the tally.
Yeah.
The lefties were down maybe 5 once Stevie got hot, though.
Yeah, we were close. For a while there, it was just me and Reed.
0-2 breaking ball he's able to lay off.
We were looking for Clunan to help us out, and then he headed out. So it was just me and Reed hitting for a while, and they kind of just surpassed us. They got Stevie in, and Stevie got hot, and then Cole got hot.
Yeah.
Cody already had a couple, and by that point we were so far behind we just stopped keeping count.
2 pitch, another breaking ball, misses in front of home plate. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Mangrum. 4-3 Ocean State on top, bottom of the 3rd inning. Dave Peck alongside Jonah Karp and Zach Hogueisson of the Newport Gulls and the Arizona State Sun Devils.
I would take the argument. I think the lefties are winning the doubles category, though.
2-2 pitch.
Ooh.
That one popped up right side. English giving it a little bit of a chase, but it'll get into the stands.
Oh.
You don't see too many foul balls that actually land in the seats to our right here. Usually they're at one of the roads or breaking glass somewhere.
They're usually flying out, especially with this net. This net catches a lot of them.
Yeah. Miller takes a look, now goes to the plate. This one a slow chopper right at Miller. Takes a look at Dana, now goes to first with it. And it was a little off target. Nice play there from English to retire Mangrum for out number 1. Hosey was able to advance 90 feet. He now stands on third.
Miller's had some trouble throwing the bases.
Yeah, that's...
You think too much. You have so much time, and it looked for a second he was going to go to third with it.
Yeah, it looked like it, but third baseman wasn't there.
Yeah.
He's coming up on it, so not really sure what happened there. A little miscommunication or something.
Owen Reed foul tips the first breaking ball in and out of the glove of Uliana for strike 1.
Zach, is there a left-handed batter on the Newport Gulls roster that has a comparable approach to the plate like you?
I'd say a lot of lefties have the same approach style. It's a little bit different with left-handed pitcher, right-handed pitcher. I mean, not like you're going to change swing or anything, but look for a little bit different things. I know for a while there I was seeing a lot of curveball stuff, so I had to stay on the lefties a little bit more and look to that left center gap over shortstop. I know I lived with Zach Britton, so he's a left-handed hitter. He and I would talk a lot about hitting, just, hey, what did you see today? I saw these. I saw a lot of fastballs. I saw a lot of changeups today, whatever it was, and just kind of approach-wise, like, hey, last at bat he threw me a couple sliders. Should I sit it here? And he'd be like, yeah, or whatever it was. We'd kind of talk that out with each other. And then same with Reed here. He's a big left-hander too.
He sees a lot of breaking pitches there.
Yeah.
And he's able to lay off them. Trots down the first baseline. Runners now on first and third with 1 out.
Yeah, that right there is a textbook at bat for what we're talking about there. You know, open base there, runner on third, big left-handed hitter up with a catcher coming up next who usually you can profile so much as a little bit better turn double play on with catchers.
Harvey swings at the first pitch, fouls it behind home plate.
So you got to know lefty there. He's not really going to want to throw you anything to hit because big guy, he can hit a fly ball and score him. So he's going to see a lot of off speed. So he was probably just sitting there, wait till he got one or look for a fastball. Anything with spin, he was just going to take. And if this guy got a couple off speed pitches over for strikes, good for him. You start battling, but you just got to know there, like, be selective, open base. That's the kind of stuff we talk about. Same with like Britton. Like, hey, knowing this situation, you're not going to get too much.
You know, we see so often in Major League Baseball, guys get into slumps, get into really long funks.
Yeah.
And they start to tweak their swing. But the argument against that is, well, their swing is what got them to Major League Baseball in the first place. How often do you tweak your swing?
I would say that a lot of the tweaking I'll do is little stuff, and a lot of it would be mental as well. A lot of, you can get into funks, and your swing's what get you there. So you're never really going to be changing. If you've always done this one thing, you're not just going to throw it out the window and be like, I'm going to start choking up and try and slap the ball.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to be successful slapping the ball if you're a big guy, whatever the situation is. So I think it's more of
Miller checks on Reed again at first.
I know it's more of if you're struggling, say you're chasing a lot of a certain pitch, it'd be lay off that pitch. Even if he throws it for a strike, lay off of it because you're not going to do anything good with it. So a lot of, if you're struggling with a lot of strikeouts on down pitches, tell yourself if you see any curveballs, changeups down, take them. Kind of stuff like that. Or I know for me and Reeder talk about it a lot, like if we're slicing stuff to left as lefties, if we're just slicing a lot of stuff, we could feel our hands coming across our body. So if we're working that, we'll work like drills trying to just stay through it, stay through the middle of the field, and then batting practice.
1-2 pitch, catches the outside corner, backdoor curveball, gets Harvey for out number 2.
I know for us, we'd work a lot of, instead of MVP, just trying to, if it goes in, crank it. We try and just stay the other way, stay from pretty much the split and center all the way to left during VP, and be like, hey, try and drive it hard that way. Like when we're hitting it, look for the backspin that way, not the ball slicing to the left that way. So it would be little tweaks of, I'm going to put my hands here a little bit and try working from a lower slot because I'm under pitches or over pitches, whatever the situation is. So, I mean, you're definitely making tweaks all the time. I know Plu and I talked. He implemented a little bit of a leg kick this summer. I used leg kick growing up, so we just kind of like spitballed ideas, and Grawley helped us. I mean, he's worked with some of the greatest hitters, so he knows the same ideas.
1-0 pitch misses high to Plu.
If you're drifting a little bit, you could implement a little bit of a leg kick. If you're out in front some more, you can try and hang it a little more, get back on your backside a little more, stuff like that. Mine was more tweaks to that stuff than it was so much trying to change my hand or change my full swing, because once you start doing that, that's when you get yourself into a bigger hole, I feel like.
2-0 lifted to center. Ward is able to make the play, so Newport can't do anything with runners on the corners. Nice job there from Miller working through the jam. Still 4-3 as we head to the top of the 4th inning. Zach, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
It's been a great summer. Thank you for coming up here, and hope you enjoyed your time in Newport.
Yeah.
Best of luck with the rest of your college career and the career after that, and keep doing good things.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Zach Hogueisson, Newport Gull, Arizona State Sun Devil. We'll be right back here on the NECVL Broadcast Network.